From candies that look like drugs, to gummy bears in the shape of dead animals, to candies that made children choke to death. Today we're going to take a look at the 15 banned candies that can kill. Stay tuned until the end of the video for one of the most dangerous candies you've ever seen. Number 15. Hippie Sippy. Ah, the lovely 60s, with free-flowing hair and flower power. Things were so different back then, literally. For starters, drugs were readily available, so how could the candies be any different? Hippie Sippy candies were an import from Japan that was based on the hippie culture. It was a plastic toy filled with multicolored pellets that denoted uppers and downers. The candy was criticized widely for promoting drug abuse among children and was banned soon after. You can still find them on eBay. Number 14. Roadkill Gummy Bear. There's nothing wrong with candies that look like dead animals, is there? That's what the makers of Roadkill Gummy Bears thought when they made it. With so much competition in the market, making gummy bears in the shape of dead animals with tire marks seemed like the best idea to differentiate the product. But animal lovers were disgusted and thought it promoted animal cruelty, and many thought it encouraged kids to harm animals. It was pulled off the market following the criticisms. So much for a dead animal candy. Number 13. Kinder Surprise. A fun toy to assemble along with yummy candy. Can it get any better? Kinder Surprise is one of the most popular candies worldwide, but this sweet treat was banned in the US for a legit reason. The little toys in the candy could be mistaken for food and consumed by little kids. Toddlers allegedly are very capable of doing that. In 2016, a 3-year-old died after choking on a Kinder Surprise toy. Sad but true. Number 12. Fun Dip. The perfect blend of sweet and tart notes available in a variety of flavors, Fun Dips were very popular among kids. But this colorful candy was not a favorite of doctors and parents. The perfect way to get sugar directly in your body. 90% of the whole candy was just sugar. It posed some serious dental risks and increased the chances of getting high blood pressure. That's not all. Kids would snort this sugar powder too, which could damage their lungs as well. Number 11. Candy corn. Sugar, sugar, and more sugar. Candy corn has the ultimate luck of being called the most hated Halloween candy, and rightly so. This extremely unhealthy candy is loaded with artificial flavors. Once upon a time, it sure had natural ingredients, but the makers chose to include the chemical additives to cut costs. That's not all. The coloring agent used in candy corn, called Yellow 5, can cause severe allergic reactions and is even linked to cancer. Welcome to Halloween indeed. Number 10. Tamarind Lollipops. Tamarind lollipops were the perfect blend of sugar, spice, and everything nice. But, well, there's always a but. These Mexican treats also had a highly toxic component. It was chock full of lead that was banned in the US. A 2-year-old's blood test showed high levels of lead, and it was found that he had consumed these candies before the test. The authorities jumped into action and banned the tamarind lollipops from the Mexican brand called Bolarindo. You could be dead because of the lead. If you think this is bad, wait till you hear the lethal candy at number 1. Number 9. Milky Way. Life is not better in the Milky Way. These yummy candy bars can be pretty dangerous for your health, especially the fun-sized bars. The bite-sized bars contain 20 grams of sugar, which are insanely high for their tiny size. Plus, it is loaded with hydrogenated palm kernel oil, which is bad for your heart and the environment. The chewy caramel and nougat center is infamous for sticking to your teeth and can do some severe dental damage. Number 8. Smarties. Don't go by the looks of these colorful candies. It's been banned in many states for the health risk it poses to children. It's not contaminated with lead, neither is it dosed with a lethal high level of sugar. The problem with Smarties is not the candy itself, but what the kids do with it. It was found that many kids would crush up these candies and snort them. It can lead to massive lung damage and cause breathing problems, asthma attacks, and even maggots in the nose. Ugh, not smart anymore. Number 7. Sour Patch Kids. These colorful candies are loved by kids and adults alike, but does it make it good for you? Absolutely not. It is one of the least healthy candies ever, with 36 grams of sugar in a 2-ounce pack. Plus, the preservatives and artificial colors make it even worse. It's been linked to diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, and many other diseases. Even though the candy hasn't been banned yet, it is terrible for your health. Number 6. Nestle Magic Ball. A beloved candy from the early 2000s, the Magic Ball was a chocolate sphere with toys inside. It was made in many different themes before being discontinued due to a 1930s US law. The law stated that non-nutritional objects shouldn't be sold with candies. The toys inside the chocolate shell were a harmful choking hazard for kids. Nestle had to relaunch the product with a new name. The makers ditched the toys inside the shell and went for candies instead. It made a ball of a difference. Number 5. Hershey's Take 5. One of the most unhealthy chocolate bars in the market. If diabetes is your goal, this is the way to go. Take 5 bars are loaded with trans fat that can disrupt the balance between good and bad cholesterol. It's been linked to type 2 diabetes and heart diseases. The cons list doesn't end there. This delicious candy bar lists sugar as its number 1 ingredient. Can you fathom the amount of sugar one bar contains? After Hershey's came under fire for its use of GMO ingredients and artificial additives, the company reformed the candy. Number 4. Lucas Mexican Candy. Lucas Mexican Candy was one of the most in-demanded candies in South America when it was launched. It was the perfect blend of sweet, sour, and salty, and was made with pickled fruits. It came in a shaker and could be sprinkled on snacks and fruits, but a candy in powder form was bound to be misused. Many kids would sprinkle the candy on flat surfaces, arrange it in a line, and then sniff. Worried parents complained about it, but the makers tried to brush it aside. Things got worse when FDA results showed that the candy contained twice the amount of allowable lead. What's with all the lead? Starting out, things get serious. It's now time to look at a candy that promoted drug abuse, the unhealthiest chocolate bar, and finally, the candy that led to a high rate of cigarette smokers. Number 3. Lolly's Pipe. A candy accused of promoting drug abuse, Lolly's Pipe were made for adult smokers. However, since they were made of candy, kids naturally became their consumers. The lollies were made of hard candy and were flame-proof so that they could be used over and over again. All these might appeal to adult smokers, but they have a different effect on kids. Children were drawn to its unique shape and wanted to know more about these pipes. It pushed parents to complain about it to the makers. Parents felt that it was promoting bad habits among kids. The lollies were banned from shops in Indiana. Number 2. Three Musketeers. Candy makers want words like yummy, delicious, and fun associated with their treats, but the makers of Three Musketeers don't have the same luck. Deemed as the most unhealthy chocolate bar out there, Three Musketeers has 9 spoons of sugar in it. That's not the only concern. These bars are exceptionally high in trans fat and saturated fats, both of which should be avoided at all costs. If your heart health is essential to you, this chocolate bar is not the one for you. The hydrogenated palm kernel oil and corn syrup are just the cherries on top. Now we move on to the moment you've all been waiting for. Number 1. Candy cigarettes. In what world was it a good idea to make candies shaped like cigarettes? These were usually made of bubblegum, powdered sugar, or chocolate, and were packaged and branded similar to real cigarettes. Some of these candies even had a chalky sugar at the tip so kids could blow smoke and mimic the adults precisely. What's worse was that the cigarette manufacturers helped create these candies. As the dangers of smoking came to light, it was found that kids who were fond of these candies grew up to be cigarette smokers. It is banned in many countries except the US and Canada. Ready to watch another fun video? Click the video on screen now or the one linked below.